Here's the truth about radio. For every one time you in your car hear a song being played, those of us in the studio hear it about 10 times. So in a way, that makes us in the studio playing it kind of experts. You're getting gassed up with the latest new rock reviews. I'm Diesel and I am a rock radio DJ. Every night on my show, I debut a brand new song. The listeners vote on it, and whatever song ends up #1 for the week, I review right here on this channel. And today, I'm reviewing Jamey Jasta, When the Contagion Is You, featuring Matt Healy of Trivium. This song went #1 the week of November 11th with 79% smash votes. It beat out new songs from Sturgill Simpson, The Bluestones, and Beware of Darkness. Now, before we get into the video, help me out. Click that subscribe button. It's right over here. Turn on the bell notifications right next to it. Just click. Hit them both. Drop a comment and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the song down in the comments section. Now that I have sufficiently hoored myself out, let's review Jamey Jasta, When the Contagion Is You. You know, this late into his career, Jamey Jasta is who Jamey Jasta is. If you're a hardcore fan, of course you know that Jamey Jasta is the frontman of hardcore legends Hatebreed. He is sung with the exact same voice his entire career. I don't know if I've ever heard him sing. Maybe on like one of his solo albums. By the way, this comes off of one of his solo albums. It's where he gets to put some songs that maybe don't fit so much with Hatebreed into a different project. So you heard the song come in. It sounded like a very early hardcore song, hardcore punk. It's just got that familiar vibe. If you're familiar with punk music at all, you know that a lot of it, maybe this is me coming from a rocker and a metalhead, a lot of it sounds the same. But there seem to be a lot of rules when it comes to punk rock, which is weird, right? It's punk rock. You're supposed to be bucking the system, yet you have to fit into this tiny little box of punk rock rules. I'm just saying it exists. Punkers, I'm sure you can get in that comment section and tell me that I suck and that I don't understand punk rock, but you know, to me, that's what I hear. And then it definitely has that heavier riff, that change over to definitely a metal song. I'm looking down at Shaking Hands, They Belong to a Different Man. The guy commit a crime, commit a murder. Did he do something that he's not proud of? And he's just looking at himself like, how could I have done this? He's changing fast, and I've been thinking about this place and all its demons. So much to gain, so much to lose, different paths that we must choose. Maybe running away from himself, and he's thinking maybe of the different ways that his life could have gone instead of coming down this path. You weren't there, but I hope you know holding on hurts more than letting go. Maybe someone's presence not being around is what led this person to commit what they committed. Like, if you were here, you could have been my rock. You could have been the thing that kept me normal and centered and not a criminal, but you weren't there. So I lost it. Maybe a song about killing a loved one, murdering a loved one.
Now after all we've seen through veils of apathy, we try to gain new ground and watch our demons drown. Control slips through the cracks. I feel myself detach. Time can heal every wound when the contagion is out. This right on.
So we've heard our third transition, or technically our second transition into the third riff of this song. It came in again with that punk riff. Then you added in the breakdown, the chuggy metal, hardcore breakdown, and then you brought in the more metal, traditional metal sound of the chorus that Matt Healy provides his vocals on. And then we get straight into a trope that you hear a lot with a lot of hardcore songs, is you do the chorus, jump right back into the verse. So there's not really any room to breathe. There's not really time to process. There's not a whole lot of virtuosity in the way that the song is played. Normally, a lot of metal songs will do a chorus, and then you'll have, you know, a flowery kind of riff or guitar solo or something to give you a little bit of a break. Hardcore doesn't do that. There's not a whole lot of riffage in that spot. Now, after all we've seen through veils of apathy, we try to gain new ground and watch our demons drown. Growth, life, maturation. Is it a song about a guy who did some things when he was young, and now that he's a little bit older, he's looking back at his life and saying, you know what, I had a lot of demons in my past, and I've worked really hard to try to overcome them, possibly. Control slips through the cracks. I feel myself detach. Well, okay. That sort of rules out the idea of growth, because he's feeling himself detach and he's feeling control slipping away. Time can't heal every wound when the contagion is you. Okay, so I hear a lot of self-blame, self-pity, self-doubt. I did bad things. I don't want to let myself grow.
This running heart inside a cage, beating hard and bound in chains. Hatred flows through arteries, colder blood and hardened veins. Although alike, we're not the same. No choices left but to change. I see in you what I can become. Holding on hurts more than letting go.
I love this riff.
Sometimes holding on hurts more than letting go.
That's old school.
The only way to heal is to let go.
This rotted heart inside a cage, beating hard and bound in chains. Hatred flows through arteries, colder blood, and hardened veins. I still go back to crime was committed, and this guy did not get away with it. Maybe he's looking back at himself, looking down at his shaking hands, thinking of himself something he did years ago. And he's in prison. He's being punished for what he did. Although alike we're not the same, no choices left but to change. I see in you what I can't become. Holding on hurts more than letting go. I keep thinking prison. I keep thinking this guy is in jail. Maybe it's a physical jail. Maybe it's an emotional jail. Maybe he's punishing himself. But he's having a hard time moving on. And possibly it's both. You know, he's in jail, so he's being punished physically, and he's punishing himself mentally at the same time. He sees what he can't become. He wants to grow. He wants to get better, and he just can't do it because he won't let himself.
Now after all we've seen through veils of apathy, we've tried to gain new ground and watch our demons drown. Control slips through the cracks. I feel myself detached. Time can't heal every wound when the contagion is you.
So it's interesting what Jamey Jasta is doing with his voice. I know I told you earlier that Jamey Jasta hasn't changed anything over the years. Okay, I misspoke. He's changed a little bit, like the tiniest amount you could possibly change in his voice. Normally, again, if you're a Hatebreed fan, you know what I'm talking about. He sounds much more gruff, and in this one, it's almost like he's trying to sing. I don't know if he can sing. If anybody has links to a track where Jamey Jasta actually sings, I want to hear it, because I don't count myself a big-time Hatebreed fan. I like Hatebreed. I've seen Hatebreed probably 3 times live, but I don't count myself a hardcore Hatebreed fan. So if you got tracks where Jamey Jasta actually sang and showed those chops, different from what we're hearing in this song, I want to hear them. Drop those down in the comments section. Here we go into the break.
There's no cure when the contagion is you.
This is classic Hatebreed.
Die! Searching for the answers! Can't cut away the cancer! Heal! Wounds still open! I'm here! Barely fucking coping! I need to just let go! Can't look into the rear view! Hold you up any longer! And it doesn't make me stronger!
nasty, nasty guys going off. I mean, that's the thing about hardcore is it's not ever gonna be complex. It's just gonna be bludgeoning. It's gonna punch you right in the gut over and over and over again. It's what gets the mosh pits going, baby. It's what gets them fists a-swinging. It's what gets them spinning heel kicks a-going. By the way, if you've ever been in a mosh pit and ever performed a spinning heel kick, freaking hate you, okay? Don't do them. I just want somebody much bigger than you to grab you by the leg and just slam you in the ground. Like when Hulk grabs Loki by the arm and just like swam, swam, swam. If you spinning heel kick, you deserve to get your ass stomped into the concrete floor.
When the contagion is you. Now after all we've seen through veils of fake we try to gain new ground and watch our demons drown. Control slips through the cracks. I feel myself detached. Time can heal every wound. When the contagion is you. Now after all.
Interesting change up there on the riff underneath the chorus. They just sort of stripped it down a little bit and brought in this really light sort of melody. You have that playing over the bass and the drums, and then they punch it right back in on the second half of the chorus. I like it. And that sort of sounds like a despair thing to me. Here I am applying something to the song that they probably didn't even intend, but it's my analysis, damn it.
Now after all we've seen through veils of fake we try to gain new ground and watch our demons drown. Control slips through the cracks. I feel myself detached. Time can heal every wound. When the contagion is you.
Okay. That is Jamey Jasta, When the Contagion is You, featuring Matt Healy of Trivium. I like the song. I don't love the song. I've been a fan of Jamey Jasta and Hatebreed for years. I've listened to several of his side project albums, and you get a lot of this. It sounds like a guy who's used to writing hardcore, writing metal riffs. Is it fantastic? No. And that's okay. It's always so interesting to see an artist who's got a different skill set. Jamey Jasta, when it comes to hardcore, 10 out of 10 skill set. Killer songs, killer vocals. It's just great. When it comes to writing metal riffs, yeah, I give him a solid 7. Is it a song that's gonna make radio? Okay, no, it's not. It's not gonna make radio. But that's because radio is what radio is. It's mainstream. This song does not even approach what mainstream radio is or thinks it should be. It doesn't sound like what you would hear on the radio, but it just doesn't have that poppy, predictable song structure that a lot of radio songs have. It's not going to be a radio hit, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good song. Check out some of my other more metal reviews that I put up recently, like Slipknot's Nero Forte, Marilyn Manson, God's Gonna Cut You Down, Ozzy Osbourne, Under the Graveyard, Fire from the Gods, Wage War, Fozzy. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button right over here, click the bell right next to it, and drop a comment down below. What did you think of Jamey Jasta's When the Contagion is You, featuring Matt Healy? And is this a song that you would want to hear on your local rock radio station? Drop that down below. I'll be back next week with another #1 new rock song review here on Radio DJ Reacts on Diesel on Radio.